Hello again. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming again. Probably not going to be playing a game because we all know what happened last time. I'm going to see if we can get some people here. Uh, so, I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing. If nobody comes, I might have to change the title of this stream down. Uh, hmm. So, how you guys doing? So, well, I guess we could react to a video. Oh, and it's actually going to be something one of my friends told me. First off, let me find it. Uh, well, if anyone does join, I guess I'll check on them. But in the meantime, let's start part one of this iceberg video that I found. Thanks to my boy Bunny with a top hat. Let's begin. Credit to the original person, Lewis.
Limited release food products. Now, some of these snacks are stuff of legend, while others, not so much. Regardless, anyone with a pulse has at least experienced trying out a bizarre combination of their favorite snack, only for it to disappear and presume you fever dreamed it this entire time. But then, some 15 years later, you notice a post from a random stranger on social media saying,
"Hey, y'all remember these?"
Just for a neuron activation of nostalgia making you go, oh yeah, I remember. So, in today's video, I thought it'd be fun to go through an iceberg of products that were once available in the United States but are now memories of a bygone era. Sorry, everyone else. With that being said, get comfy and grab your 30-year-old can of New Coke because this is part 1 of the discontinued food and snacks iceberg. Disregard that last thing. Don't do that. Let's just go on with the video.
I want my Coke. No, wait, I don't drink Coke. Fuck. Let's start. Layer 1.
Hi-C Ecto
Hi-C
Cooler.
Ecto Cooler.
Slimer's new fruit drink. You've been warned.
Starting off this list is Hi-C Ecto Cooler. This was a drink first released in 1987. Prior to that, it was previously called Hi-C Citrus Cooler, which had been in stores since 1965. Following the release of the animated series The Real Ghostbusters, it was rebranded to Ecto Cooler, where it would become popular among children and adults and outlast its original promotion run where it would be sold up until 2001. According to some blogs, Ecto Cooler was described to have tasted like orange and tangerines with no artificial flavors. Since its discontinuation, many fans have learned to recreate the drink for themselves, often being a popular drink served during Halloween parties. In 2016, Coca-Cola will re-release Ecto Cooler to promote the Ghostbusters reboot, and once again in 2021 as a limited release to promote Ghostbusters Afterlife. And well, with the age of the internet, scalpers would stockpile this drink and sell them for inflated prices on eBay, just rotting away in someone's attic.
But what if you're drinking a regular Pepsi and somebody's coming at you with a knife?
Crystal
You won't be
Pepsi.
able to see him past the Pepsi. And then who's dead, huh? You're dead. Stab. Crystal Pepsi.
Crystal Pepsi was a soft drink created by PepsiCo that was available between 1992 and 1994. According to taste tests, its flavor resembled Pepsi without the caramel coloring, making it less acidic. If I may add, I think when this drink came out in 2016, I vividly remembered it tasting like 7-Up, but I digress. While popular at first, it did have some trouble keeping momentum, and due to low sales as well as the desire for regular Pepsi, the drink will be discontinued and is often regarded as one of the biggest marketing flops, spending over $40 million in advertising campaign, including a Super Bowl ad which included Van Halen's hit song Right Now.
Right.
Despite the drink being available for 2 years, it would have a cult following and get a limited time release in 2016, as well as a contest to celebrate its 30th anniversary.
Dunkaroos is a cookie you can dunk for as much
Dunkaroos.
frosting as you want. So how do you do your Dunkaroos?
Dunkaroos are these snacks that came in a turquoise package with cookies on one side and a small jar of icing on the other. They were first released in 1990 by the Betty Crocker Company and sadly were discontinued in 2012. The reason being that Dunkaroos were holding on to a small percentage of the market, making it harder to find it in stores. Another reason might have been due to the
Oh, we got a
nutritional
guess.
info, as the frosting, while
Hello.
delicious, was probably not the best
Hey.
thing worth accepting.
Glad you
Yet
could
it
make
wouldn't be
it.
long until they returned in
Yeah.
2020,
We're gonna-
with sugar being
This-
reduced
I
slightly.
discovered this video. I found out this iceberg list by my friend Bunny, and this is
Oh.
some weird shit. Especially that last one in part 2 that I can't get out of my head. Planters cheese balls.
Regular and new family size.
Cheese balls, just as the name implies, are bite-sized flavored cheese balls. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure you've
wow,
seen
no shit.
knockoffs of these at stores before,
Wait, do they
but
taste
looking
like-
into the
do they
early
have
history of
peanuts in
cheese
them?
balls is a bit
'Cause
fuzzy,
if they're
as trying to find the
Planters.
definitive year on
Oh,
when
God,
the store
no.
shelves is unknown.
Yeah,
But
that
it
would
led
be
to a wormhole of
that'd
other
be- I don't
Planters
think
products that I didn't even know
well.
existed. In the 1970s, Planters, the company most known for their peanuts, created their line of snacks such as pretzel twists, corn chips,
Oh,
and even
remember
potato
when
chips
Planters
that reminisce
called
of
Mr.
Pringles.
Peanut?
A rivalry I'm not
What?
sure people
remember
even knew
remember
existed.
during
Oh,
2020 Super Bowl where the Planters Company just randomly killed Mr. Peanut for no logical reason?
Oh yeah,
That was weird.
yeah. That was kind of dumb.
I will admit it was the death scene has only gotten funnier with me with every rewatch. Like Mr. Peanut just sacrificed himself and then he just blows the and then we get this weird baby nut as it's so freaking hilarious. Oh, I remember that scene where we were introduced to Baby Nut. We had the freaking Kool-Aid Man and Mr. Clean at his funeral. Like what
the hell?
Yeah, I think it's still online. I don't know, but I remember seeing it. It was weird as fuck.
Yeah, that's weird.
Over the years, some of these products would be discontinued, with the exception of the cheesy snacks, becoming a popular snack of the 80s and 90s. But by 2006, the product would quietly be
We don't need this anymore. We got big ass tubs of this shit.
discontinued.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
what's
be
the
until
point?
12 years later that cheese balls would make a full return.
Has the better taste. Let's look at it this way. We gave America a choice,
Coke.
and more people said Coke is it.
I've always noticed that older commercials always have these dramatic jingles. Like you're not at some goddamn opera.
The story of New Coke is just
Sure.
as iconic as the Bible itself. In the 1970s, Pepsi launched a campaign dubbed the Pepsi Challenge, in which representatives from Pepsi would place kiosks in malls and shopping centers with non-labeled cups, one side with Coke and the other being Pepsi. Mallgoers would be selected to
What?
blind taste test the two drinks and choose what was their favorite. In the end, it was revealed that Pepsi was significantly more popular than Coke, which would give them bragging rights to boast about them being the most popular soda in America. The campaign was proven to be effective, and throughout the late 70s and early 80s, Pepsi would be as popular as Coke. For context, guys, Pepsi wasn't as big prior to the Pepsi Challenge, so Coca-Cola didn't take the idea of Pepsi being the better product very lightly. They actually went for a more bolder approach. In 1985, for the first time in its 99-year history, Coca-Cola would change their recipe and introduce a new beverage dubbed New Coke. This product received massive backlash from fans of the old recipe, and after 3 months on shelves, executives at Coca-Cola would announce the return of the original formula.
What we didn't know was how many thousands of you would phone and write asking us to bring back the classic taste of original Coca-Cola. Well, we read and we listened, and you know the rest. They're both yours, the new taste of Coke and Coca-Cola Classic.
Following this,
That's a pretty bold move, I gotta say.
Yeah,
then
which then
sales
will
for
be later.
Coca-Cola Classic would skyrocket. As for New Coke, it would later be rebranded to Coke 2 in 1992 and eventually be discontinued 10 years later. Since then, New Coke has been a cautionary tale of how not to fuck up what already works. Despite it being 15 years since it was off the market, New Coke would be surrounded by an aura of mystery to a new generation. This raised the question of what it really tasted like. And in 2019, people got an opportunity to try it when New Coke made a brief comeback when it was sold online in limited quantities to promote the third season of Stranger Things.
Jello pudding
Jello
pop.
brand pudding pops. All the goodness of real Jello pudding. So you
I
know
mean,
it's
There's
wholesome.
more seed
Based on the
Coke,
description
so-
of this item myself, I would have eaten a whole box on my own if I'm being honest. Jello pudding pops are said to be this pudding popsicle with a rich taste and a gooey texture. I just drooled all over my table. Pudding pops were introduced in 1979 by General Foods, a defunct food manufacturer that was later merged into Kraft
The
Foods.
hell is
During their
this?
availability, they marketed the
getting
product
low.
by airing commercials featuring Bill Cosby.
How much fun your right hand is having. You won't want to be left out. Now you have to share. Jello gelatin pop. Real Jello gelatin. Only cool.
Lemonade, pet,
Wait.
insurance.
Wait,
Three
what?
words you've probably never heard used together. A drink,
The way he looks at the pudding pops.
Yeah, even before the accusations, this is still really weird. However, the product would be massively
that-
popular and generate over $300 million annually after just 5 years on the market. Although it was generating money, they did not make any profit. The reason being was Jello was not in the frozen food business, making it more expensive and raking in less money. And by 2004, Jello pudding pops would be discontinued and later licensed to Popsicle, where they made their own version of pudding pops. Yet many pointed out that it didn't have the unique taste that the original one had, and it would be quietly discontinued in 2010.
One of the things I wanna
WWE
find out-
ice cream bars.
is where the hell are the WWE ice cream bars?
These
They're not
ice cream
around
bars,
anymore,
despite
sir.
its simple concept, are one of those items in wrestling that has a cult-like status. And what it basically is was vanilla ice cream sandwiched between a layer of chocolate and a vanilla wafer cookie that included imprints of WWE superstars such as Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Andre the Giant, as well as some modern superstars like The Rock, John Cena, and Bobby Lashley. They would be on freezer shelves until 2009, where they were sadly
I'm still
discontinued.
shocked
Yet
that
they
these
still
things
live in
exist.
spirit when WWE superstar CM Punk mentioned that he wanted his very own ice cream bar, something that even to this day is often mentioned by fans. WWE ice cream bars would make a brief comeback in 2020, although it is shaped differently and only featured 4
So
designs.
it's a Klondike ripoff.
I guess.
Unfortunately, just like Rey Mysterio's WWE title reign, this was short-lived and quietly discontinued.
Hey, Toucan
Kellogg's
Sam.
cereal
How would you
straws.
make milk more fun?
Well, I'm sorry, what?
Now, these are exactly what they sound like. Initially launched in 2007, Kellogg's released cereal straws in 3 varieties: Fruit Loops, Cocoa Krispies, and Apple Jacks. They were shaped as a tube with a milky inner lining, and the best part about these straws is that you can eat them once you finish the milk. While these were
I think this would make eating cereal a lot more fun than it already is.
popular amongst kids, they would disappear
Yeah,
2
I
years later
guess.
when the legal battle between Kellogg's and parents started brewing,
You
citing
even get to
concerns
eat
on
the
issues
straw,
of
which is
marketing sugary
awesome.
junk food to children. While this legal battle
Oh,
never
shit.
mentioned cereal straws by name, Kellogg's chose
so-
to discontinue the product
Never
alongside
mind.
other food items that did not meet standards. Over the years, nostalgic users would start making memes and discuss the cereal straws, eventually starting petitions demanding the cereal straws return. Whether that really did anything is up for debate, but luckily in 2021, Kellogg's would bring back cereal straws, albeit without the Apple Jacks variety.
Fruitopia.
Fruitopia was a fruit-flavored drink introduced by the Coca-Cola Company in 1994, and it was meant to compete with Snapple. That statement doesn't hold a lot of merit considering that Snapple isn't as big as it used to be.
You may not believe this, but that was a time when Snapple ruled the nation.
Preposterous!
The drink was marketed towards a younger and health-conscious crowd and featured bizarre flavors such as citrus consciousness, strawberry
Why does
passion
this-
awareness,
why does the
and
label make
tangerine
this look like an
wavelength. Over the
alcoholic
years,
drink?
the drink would lose momentum, and eventually in 2003,
Yeah.
Fruitopia would be discontinued. However, it is still available in certain parts of the
If
world.
I was like, hey mom, can I have one of these? They're like, no, you don't. Szechuan sauce.
McDonald's is offering tender, crispy chicken McNuggets and a new Szechuan sauce for a taste of the East.
The McDonald's Szechuan sauce was a chicken McNugget dipping sauce that was originally released in 1998 to promote the animated movie Mulan. The sauce was created to mimic the traditional Chinese Szechuan sauce and was only released during the promotion of the movie. Once the Mulan promotion ended, all mention of the Szechuan sauce would never be mentioned, and just when this sauce was about to disappear into obscurity in 2017 on the season 3 premiere of Rick and Morty, Rick goes back to 1998 to get Szechuan sauce for himself. And also to like see his family get blown up or something. I don't know.
Wow, this sauce is amazing. You said it was promoting a movie?
Following this episode, I want that Mulan McNugget sauce Morty would become a popular phrase around forums and on the internet. Eventually, McDonald's would re-release the sauce once again in 2018, and once again in 2022 as an app-only exclusive. As someone who was there to experience the sauce for myself, I honestly have to say it's not that bad.
And we all know the riots for that.
I mean, it kind of just looks
This
like
was a permanent
regular barbecue sauce.
New item, I would probably order this over sweet and sour.
Mr. T cereal.
What the?
It's cool.
Oh, so Mr. T created the T-pose. Good to know.
Mr.
Yeah.
T cereal was basically a corn and oat cereal that was described to taste like Captain Crunch.
Oh, I think this was all. I remember seeing this in a Blame It on George video, but I think I remember seeing this commercial during his talk about weird cartoons from the 80s, and Mr. T had his own cartoon because, well, what celebrity didn't at the time?
Yeah.
I think this might have been a tie-in for that.
Cereal and was shaped by the letter T. And if you weren't able to tell, uses the likeness of Mr. T. While the cereal was not the most exciting thing to eat, when they first hit grocery stores in 1984, they became a smash hit as at the time, Mr. T was a popular icon as he appeared in several shows and movies such as Rocky III and The A-Team. He would also take part in the main event of the first ever WrestleMania. Sadly, as time continued, Mr. T's popularity would decline, and finally the cereal would be discontinued in 1993.
Nesquik cereal is a chocolate
Nesquik
part of this good breakfast.
Diabetes.
Diabetes.
Thank you, Wilford.
Diabetes.
Nesquik cereal is yet another breakfast cereal introduced in the United States in 1999. Since the introduction of Nesquik back in 1948, it became an iconic and recognizable brand. This allowed them to expand into other products such as bottled beverages, syrup bottles, and eventually breakfast cereal. Many describe the cereal to be similar to Cocoa Puffs, which, because it was already an established brand, gave Nesquik cereal a hard
Cocoa
time
Puffs
getting
are
market
Reese's
share.
Puffs.
And is possibly the cause for this product getting discontinued in 2012. If you still want to get the cereal for yourself, you can still buy these as they are still available in Canada, Mexico, and several other countries.
McDonald's pizza.
This exists, or at least it did.
In the 1980s, McDonald's was figuring out
Again, what's
God
with the
damn it, why did I have to be born in the late 2000s?
I mean, I was born early 2000s. I didn't know what this is. So
Dang you, Circle of Life. I never get to try the McPizza. Yeah.
how to expand their menu, and soon McDonald's settled on the idea of introducing pizza. However, the McPizza had a lot of factors and fierce competition that ultimately led to the item being removed. Although the product did enjoy some popularity, it was removed from the menu altogether in 2000.
It was successful at the time, so it was successful for what it was, but it wasn't able to last for just a very long time
because it took 11 to 16 minutes.
Also, I like how they make the logos
problems with the restaurant's reputation for quick service. Not to mention the price. While a standard burger costed 75 cents at the time, a McPizza was 8 to 12 times more expensive. Pretty sure anyone would want to settle for a burger instead. Today, the only way to get a McPizza is if you drive to the world's largest entertainment McDonald's, located in Orlando, Florida.
Oh, I need to find that one. Oreo.
The outrageous taste is part of this good breakfast. Oreo O's.
Oh, the cereal?
In 1997, both Post cereals and Nabisco teamed together to create Oreo O's, an Oreo-flavored cereal which rocked store shelves for an entire decade. And my God, these were so good. The cereal was very popular, and the reason why it was discontinued was because of a corporate divorce in 2007 between Kraft Foods, which owned the rights to the Oreo name, and Post Cereals, which owned the rights to the recipe. Because of this, the brand could no longer produce the cereal, and for the next 10 years, Oreo O's would be unavailable to purchase in the US. Although, while the cereal was discontinued, the only country still making it was South Korea. This was because of a loophole between the distribution rights of Oreo O's. Dongsuh Foods, the company behind the Korean Oreo O's, was a joint venture between General Foods and Dongsuh companies. In 1989, Kraft Foods would merge with General Foods, which would make Kraft owner of half Dongsuh Foods stock. This made Dongsuh Foods the only company with both licenses required to make both Post Foods and Oreo O's. Did you get that? No? Okay, well, it doesn't matter, because in June of 2017, Post Brands announced that Oreo O's would make an indefinite return to stores, and now you can pretty much buy it.
I was about to say, they're still selling them in my store.
McRib. Is that Pedro Pascal?
What?
Is that freaking Pedro Pascal?
I don't know, actually.
Of McDonald's McRib for limited time, only at McDonald's.
I feel like the McRib is classified as a seasonal option rather than the discontinued one because this item keeps coming back more times than my dad. He's a good dad. The McRib is basically a slab of ground pork shaped in a way like a rack of ribs, marinated with barbecue sauce and topped with onions and pickles, all on a bun. Ill. The McRib was first introduced in 1981. Unfortunately, sales were dismal due to the sale that pork was not as consumed frequently compared to chicken or beef, which led to its removal from the menu in 1985. It would be brought back in 1989 as a seasonal item until 2006, where it randomly just makes comebacks whenever it feels like it. Honestly, I don't understand how this has a cult following. I mean, just look at it. It's kind of mediocre, but whatever. To each their own.
Maybe you do.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, maybe you do. Okay.
Maybe I do.
Yeah, maybe you do.
Yeah, maybe you do, man.
Maybe.
Oh, I think I've had these actually.
BK chicken fries. All white meat chicken with the courage to be French fries.
Yo, is the chicken really advocating to kill himself? Because that's like the vibe I'm getting off this.
Wait.
Burger King chicken fries were a menu item that were launched in 2005 up until 2012. They wouldn't be gone for much longer, as in 2015
if he
they would
wasn't,
be reintroduced
if he
as a
wasn't,
permanent
I
menu
I'm pretty
item.
sure it had
Short entry, but I mean it's not really discontinued.
The new and improved McSpaghetti.
McSpaghetti.
And cheesiest ever. It's good luck, mom approved.
Going back to McDonald's discontinued products, we have the McSpaghetti. Launched in the late 1970s or 1980s, I really don't know. Point is, it was a failure for the most part. And the reason for its discontinuation is simpler than it seems. Customers were going to McDonald's looking for burgers, fries, and not Italian items. However, over in the Philippines, mixed spaghetti is a permanent menu item, as spaghetti is a staple of Filipino foods. So yeah, I guess if you want to try out fast food spaghetti, you can go to Jollibee or Sbarro.
Call it new French Toast Crunch.
French Toast Crunch.
Breakfast only a kid can dream of. No offense, Mom, but this is French Toast my way with a crunch.
French Toast Crunch is a spin-off cereal of the much popular Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh yes, you will always live in your own brother's shadow.
It was released in 1995, and what made it stand out primarily was the miniature toast-shaped pieces with a French toast flavor. Unfortunately, General Mills did the unthinkable, and they changed the cereal's design into the Cinnamon Toast Crunch shape, which lowered their popularity until 2006 when the company discontinued the cereal altogether. Yet after a ton of popular demand, the cereal was brought back along with the French toast design.
Hot dogs are hot again, and they're new at McDonald's.
Hot dog.
McHot dogs were introduced back in 1995,
no
yet
wonder
were
why
shortly
the place is so
removed
popular.
thereafter. The reason for its discontinuation is unknown, but many claim it had to do with efficiency and that the hot dog didn't fit the McDonald's image. Believe it or not, the McHot dog could have been avoided if they listened to its founder. In his autobiography, Grinding It Out, The Making of McDonald's, Ray stated that he hated hot dogs and that he would vow to never serve them in his restaurant.
Bro, that's it. That's
Fortunately, when he died in 1985, they went against his wishes and released the hot dog, only for it to fail.
Coca-Cola Clear.
Coca-Cola Clear was a Japan-only exclusive launched in 2018. This was a colorless variant with a lemon-flavored taste that was meant to make up for the removal of its caramel coloring.
Oh, so it's basically fizzy. So it's basically fizzy Coca-Cola. So it's basically I don't know what it is. No, not seltzer Coca-Cola.
Pretty much sounds the same as Crystal Pepsi. The drink wasn't popular amongst consumers as they just preferred regular Coke and was discontinued a year later, or at least that's what I think. I really couldn't find a definitive date, but many websites label
This is one of the newer ones on this iceberg.
the product as discontinued, so I'll just leave it at that.
Layer 2. The Nintendo cereal.
Nintendo cereal system is a super part of this nutritious
The hell?
Two cereals in one.
NCS
wait.
was a short-lived cereal produced
I'm sorry, what?
Ta-da.
by Ralston Cereals in 1988. Inside the box featured 2 bags of cereal taking inspiration from 2 of the most popular games for the NES, Super Mario Bros. And The Legend of Zelda. The cereal was distributed in millions of stores in the United States and became popular amongst kids and fans of Nintendo. Sadly, this promotion was a product of its time and would be unavailable to purchase by 1989.
If you think
That's a weird one.
You think You Can't Beat Us is the weird Nintendo commercial? See this commercial.
Today, the cereal is kept as memorabilia and has been listed on auction sites like eBay to purchase. I sure hope there isn't cereal in there.
Butterfinger BB.
Oh, we're taking them.
Bite size.
No, Maggie, no.
In 1992, Butterfinger would introduce BBs, tiny bite-sized pieces of Butterfinger candy coated in chocolate with a crunchy peanut butter center. God damn, doesn't that sound delicious? Well, the answer is yes. BBs immediately became a
So they're
smash hit,
waffles.
and seeing commercials featuring the likes of The Simpsons made this candy bar a household name. That is until 2006, where it disappeared from the market. It is speculated that the reason that this was discontinued was due to the chocolate melting too quickly before even reaching the mouth. While some saw this as a feature, many just saw this as an unnecessary mess.
Now McDonald's family
Fried
restaurants have
apple
America's
pie.
favorite dessert on the menu. Hot apple pie. Like you've never seen or tasted before.
The apple pie served at McDonald's has been an iconic menu item for more than half a century, and rightfully so. What's wrong with apple pie? But over the years, McDonald's has altered the menu
Damn,
item.
key lime
Since
pie
its
is better
introduction
with
back in
what?
1968, the apple pies were actually
Look at that
deep fried,
VHS quality
which made them a
looking
lot
pie.
more crunchy and tastier according to
Oh,
some.
yeah, definitely
And just by
80s.
staring at this photo, you could see that the crust is a lot more crunchier. Yet in 1992, the deep fried apple pies were switched to baked apple pies. The reason for this change was due to the alleged health concerns of the deep fried pies. These have been called into question though, as it still has the same amount of fat and 20 more calories, just with less sodium. If you think it couldn't get worse for the apple pie enjoyers, it would. As in 2018, McDonald's would once again alter the apple pie, this time removing sugar and
that looks
reducing the number of
terrible.
ingredients. So I guess the idea of returning to a simpler apple pie is just dead and buried at this point.
Cinnamonies. 4 delicious
BK
rolls in the heart of the bun,
Cinnamonies.
with tasty icing you put on your way. Right now, just 99 cents.
Oh my god, these were so good. I remember these very, very fondly. Based on the name alone, these were basically miniature cinnamon rolls, aka
Hashtag
the
give me
center part of the
Cinnamonies.
cinnamon. And I want some right now.
That's a
These were
tongue
introduced
twister.
at Burger King back in
None
1998
of them
and
were
had
too
become a
bad.
popular breakfast and dessert item to many fans of BK, including myself. I actually used to order these a bunch back in the day when they were like $1, but sadly, this delicious menu item was removed in 2016 without any announcement. To this day, it is unknown why these were removed, but it was probably due to BK losing the rights to the Pillsbury brand or something. In 2018, though, Cinnamonies would make a brief return when they were an exclusive menu item through the Grubhub delivery app, although some claim that you can go inside and just order them for yourself, so yeah.
Ah, looks like Grubhub did do something right. We all remember a time, don't we?
Yeah.
Get ready for a three-dimensional shot of flavor. Introducing Doritos Jalapeno Cheddar 3D Snacks.
In the 1990s, everything was 3D, movies, games, and even food. And in 1998, Doritos would enter the third dimension with, well, 3D Doritos. Think Bugles, but maybe better. And yes, I'm willing to die on the hill for that. 3D Doritos will be available in
Bugles are
nacho
still
cheese,
good,
zesty
man.
ranch, and jalapeno cheddar. And unlike the normal ones,
I
these
don't
were
think I've
thicker
ever
and
had
had a cone
Bugles.
shape, which made it easy for Dorito fans to eat about a handful.
I have.
Or
They're
maybe
good.
swallow one by accident. But despite that, they were sadly
Ouch.
discontinued in 2005. The reason for it was due to the product declining in sales. As the internet started to expand at the time when these were discontinued,
we
this would
flexing
be
our
brought
age.
up in many nostalgic discussions where many wished for the return of these chips. And in December of 2020, Frito-Lay announced that 3D Doritos would make a return to store shelves in 2 different flavors, spicy ranch and chili cheese nacho.
Okay, chili cheese nacho actually sounds pretty good.
And man, I gotta be honest with you, the spicy ranch was so good. I think these were discontinued in early or mid 2023 because I have not seen these in the stores for a bit. So, but yeah, they were really good.
Mickey's Parade ice
Mickey's Parade. Mickey's Parade. Mickey's Parade is here.
These were frozen desserts created by Good Humor in 1985. Other frozen desserts
What
from Mickey's
the
Parade
hell?
lineup also included Mickey Mouse ice cream bars, sprinkle cones, and Paradise Pops. But it's mostly the ice pops that people fondly remember. The ice pops would be shaped like Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse,
That
Donald,
looks
and
weird.
Goofy,
I don't
with the
know,
flavors
man.
being cherry, grape, and orange. While I couldn't find a definitive date on when this stopped being sold, it might have happened in the early 2000s. Likely reason was due to Good Humor losing the rights to Disney characters, as is the case for most of these licensed products.
Pepsi Blue. It's a blue thing.
Pepsi Blue was a drink launched in 2002 in response to the success of Mountain Dew Code Red, which had become an unexpected smash hit. PepsiCo believed that it could strike gold again by creating another flavored beverage, and that was to appeal to Crips. This was a berry-flavored soda described to taste like blueberries or cotton candy with a much more syrupy and sugary taste. While this drink was popular amongst teenagers, many adults had disliked it, claiming that it was too sweet and tasted too artificial, and would be discontinued in 2004.
So in general, I guess the drink was kind of a mixed bag.
With the drink rating of
I
beef
got
coming
ya.
Dadgummit.
back in 2021. One thing I haven't mentioned is that Pepsi Blue was made with Blue One, a food coloring banned in many countries due to the additive being linked with brain cancer.
Oh.
What?
I feel so bad I feel bad for the teens who drank this now.
While not being the sole reason for its discontinuation, it definitely made a few people stray away from it.
Trix yogurt.
Two-color swirl. Trix yogurt is for kids.
Trix yogurt. Swirl your world.
I hate the fucking kids. They're racist.
Wait,
what?
really? I didn't even know these were discontinued up until researching this. But yeah, rip to a real one. Trix yogurt was introduced all the way back in 1988 and was yogurt swirled with 2 colors of flavors such as strawberry and banana, triple cherry, raspberry rainbow, berry, and many more. While it is unclear why these were discontinued in 2016, it is most likely due to low consumer demand. Yet in 2021, these would make a return. And to be honest, I honestly still didn't even know they brought them back.
It could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever. You get a hot side hot. You get a cool side cool. New McD LT.
The McDLT was short for
I'm noticing a
McDonald's lettuce
trend
and
now.
tomato, and basically it was a quarter pounder in a styrofoam container in which the tomato and lettuce were separated from the rest of the burger for maximum freshness. While many saw this as an added bonus to eating McDonald's, the product was eliminated in 1998 after receiving strong criticism from environmental activists who complained about the styrofoam container not being good for the environment.
So I guess it was a good idea on paper, but it was in poor execution.
Looking at you, Chick-fil-A. I feel like hypothetically this could be sold again, now with plant fiber plates existing and stuff, but I don't know.
Oreo. O and Rio. O and O. Oreo. Re.
Oh my god, this just looks like overkill in my opinion. The most stuff was a limited edition pack of Oreos in which contained 4 times the amount of cream from a regular Oreo. This would make each cookie a total of 110 calories.
They look like freaking ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah. That'd be a good idea, Oreo ice cream.
Wait, they might have. Oreo, take notes. Make ice cream sandwiches, please.
With the Oreo design.
Undoubtedly, many people enjoyed the cookie. However, some did believe that this was just too much stuffing for an Oreo, as it was an
delicious but too much.
Almost impossible task to chew.
Clearly Canadian.
Clearly Canadian. Let the water take you there.
Launched in 1988, Clearly Canadian was a refreshing and fizzy spring water with natural flavors such as strawberry, raspberry, blackberry, cherry, and peach.
Ooh, this actually sounds not bad.
This drink was a favorite of many people where it would hit its peak with over $150 million in sales in 1992, as well as making several appearances in popular shows such as Seinfeld, Friends, and Dawson's Creek, making it a popular staple of the 90s. I guess you could say this was like the LaCroix of the time. While it had amassing success, the company would struggle through poor financial decisions that would result in the company filing for bankruptcy in 2009. Yet in 2015, the company was revived after a successful Indiegogo campaign rose it from the dead. And now you can just pretty much buy it at CVS or Walmart.
Team MNT pudding.
In the year 1991, Hostess, the company best known for Twinkies and Star Spangled Ding Dongs, launched TMNT pudding pies. These were vanilla pies with a green color crust that resembled the shell of a turtle. Undoubtedly, it was a delicacy for many children of the time, but this product was only available for a limited time, so they were discontinued that same year, leaving many fans disappointed. With the amount of TMNT shows and movies coming out, I'm honestly surprised this hasn't made like another limited release. This kind of looks really good, not gonna lie.
Sir, an idea that will change the cookie world forever. Melted chocolatey middles in the cookies. Too late, we just did it. New Keebler Magic Middles.
Magic Middles were shortbread cookies with a fudge or peanut butter filling. Just by the looks of it, I'd probably eat a whole box and feel bad about it. But anyways, these were introduced back in 1989 and discontinued in 2011. Despite its popularity, there's still no exact reason as to why this happened. One theory is that these cookies were discontinued to make room for another line of Keebler treats that required the same equipment. Another theory is that the process for these cookies were too complicated, but yeah. I really don't think I had these, but yeah, they look the process for.
Have you ever thought of shitting?
Oh God.
These cookies were too complicated, but yeah. I really don't think I had these, but yeah, they look really good.
Crispy M&Ms are back.
What are you doing?
You said to tell our fans crispy M&Ms are back.
Launched in 1999, crispy M&Ms were bite-sized chocolates with a crispy wafer center, making these M&Ms a distinctive crunchy snack. However, these will get discontinued in 2005. Yet after 9 years of mounting pressure, they decided to bring these back in early 2015. But now it seems like these have been taken off shelves, or at least rebranded to my knowledge, because now when Googling crispy M&Ms, you mostly get recommended for crunchy cookie M&Ms, which is probably the same thing, maybe different, I don't know.
Introducing Post Waffle Crisp, a brand new cereal with old-fashioned values.
You'll love my waffle crisp.
Waffle Crisp is a breakfast cereal that was launched in 1996. Inside the box, you can see little pieces of maple syrup flavored corn cereal in the shape of a waffle. However, the cereal was discontinued in 2018, pretty much for no apparent reason, but in 2021, they would make a return to shelves.
Actually, they're McDonald's Mighty Wings.
Mighty
Big,
Wings.
juicy fried chicken wings that soar with a bold, spicy
What?
taste.
I remember Mighty Wings primarily for one thing, and that was when they were selling them for 50 cents per wing during the final days when they were on the menu. Mighty Wings were bold, spicy breaded chicken wings that was a temporary menu item, making its debut back in 1990, with the item being discontinued altogether in 2003. Just when everyone thought these wings were off the menu once and for all, McDonald's would reintroduce them in late 2013 to kick off the NFL season. Yet McDonald's would bite off more than they can chew, as the wings were not selling fast enough, as it was reported that McDonald's still had 10 million pounds of unsold chicken wings.
Damn.
This eventually led to
Whoa.
the aforementioned discounted wings. Reasons for the slow sales vary, but it was mainly due to the wings being more expensive compared to other more filling items on the menu. Another reason is probably due to the slightly spicy flavor, which was not to everyone's liking. And lastly, their appearance. I do remember having these, and I will be honest, these were really good. Like, fuck what the reviewers have to say. If these items were to ever return, maybe I'll actually break my sobriety for McDonald's.
Goldfish flavor blasted crackers baked with real cheddar cheese. It's a wonder they're not extinct. Flavor blasted goldfish.
The snack that smiles back. Goldfish.
I really can't verify when this was even introduced, but many people suggest that this was discontinued in 2006 or 2007.
Beverage is the
I would not eat jalapeno flavored goldfish. No spicy stuff for me.
I've actually tried red hot sauce flavored goldfish. It's hot, and I just threw it away after.
Four Loko.
target of another campaign. It's called Four Loko. It's nicknamed the Blackout in a Can.
Four Loko is a brand of alcoholic beverages which was introduced all the way back in 2005. While it still remains to be seen in liquor stores, the beverage was a lot more intense back in its early days. See, if you still haven't caught on, Four Loko was basically a six-pack and a large coffee, all in a can, which made it sound like the ultimate drink for the college frat boy. Four Loko contained four unique ingredients: caffeine, taurine, wormwood, and iguana. And it was this mixture of booze and caffeine that can make you think that you can take on more than one drink, but when it's all said and done. In 2010, Four Loko got into some hot water when several incidents of hospitalizations and arrests were reported across the nation, many of them having involved a caffeinated alcoholic beverage. Eventually, the amount of controversy surrounding the drink was not worth it, and soon enough, Fusion Projects, the parent company behind Four Loko, would remove the caffeine, taurine, and guarana from the beverage, making it less cool. I mean, safe.
What up?
Shoulda.
Josta.
Yep. Josta. Better do the good stuff now.
Yeah, this one is like the most 90s design ever. Josta was an energy drink launched in 1995 by PepsiCo.
If I didn't know better, I thought it would be a promotion for the Lion King. I mean, come on.
Technically making
I
this
can
the first
see it.
ever energy drink to be launched by a major company in the United States, as its biggest competitor, Red Bull, wouldn't hit store shelves until 2 years later. It was said to have a fruity and berry-like taste with a bit of spice and guarana berries. However, in 1999, Pepsi eliminated the drink. The reason being is that the drink was not as popular as expected.
Well, that's kind of a dumb reason, don't you think?
Layer 3.
Shake and get dressing on every bite, making them surprisingly fun to eat.
McSalad shakers.
Wow, that's quite a salad.
It's just a salad in a fucking cup. I really don't know how much more blunt I could get on this
Oh, I've
topic.
seen that before, yeah.
The McSalad shaker was a menu item introduced all the way
I
back
do
in
like the
2000
idea.
at McDonald's. It was a salad packaged in a plastic cup with a side of dressing that can be poured in a cup and then shaken with a lid on top. The shakers were available in
Oh, so
Garden,
you shake
Chef,
it,
and
you're
Grilled
right.
Chicken Caesar, and despite being a convenient way to travel on the go, the item really never caught on, and by 2003, they were removed from the menu and replaced with premium salads served on a plate. Many have taken the idea of mixed salad shakers and replicated it at home, and while the company has acknowledged its existence in an old tweet, there really haven't been
My grandma got a Twitter just to tell me to bring back McSalad shakers.
any plans to turn this
Yeah, that's pretty funny, McDonald's.
item.
Squeeze. Don't just drink a squeeze it. You squeeze it.
Squeeze-Its. These walk so Kool-Aid Burst can run. Squeeze-Its were fruit-flavored drinks created by General Mills back in 1985. They were shaped like an hourglass and used a twist-off top, where you would squeeze the contents out, hence
Oh,
the
so
name.
it's
They came in 8 unique
kid-friendly
flavors with
beer.
a few limited-time releases, including a cool color-changing variety. Squeeze-Its were popular in school lunches and summer days, which made them a staple to many 90s kids. Sadly, by 1993, it was reported that the drink fell almost 16%, and by 2001, General Mills announced that it would discontinue the product as the beverage was no longer a strategic focus for their snack division. Other reasons that might have led to its demise might have been the drink itself, as parents started to fall out of favor with the bottle simply being too big to fit into a child's lunch. Not to mention, Squeeze-Its had 16 grams
That's what cup holders, cup holders are for.
of sugar compared to the aforementioned Kool-Aid Burst, which had a lot less sugar. Squeeze-Its would make a limited return in 2006, yet once again they would be taken off the market a year later.
New Jello 1, 2, 3. The only dessert that tops itself.
Well, this is quite a unique treat if I say so myself.
Mhm.
Jello 123 is a dessert that made its debut back in 1969, and based on this commercial, it came in a 3-layer design. A creamy layer on top, a mousse-like middle, and a layer of Jello on the bottom, with it coming in strawberry, raspberry, orange,
so I guess
cherry, and lime.
like-
The dessert was very popular amongst consumers based on
I
its
mean, it
unique
is
structure.
interesting.
Unfortunately, by the mid-80s, Jello 123 saw a decline in sales, which will cause it to be
I guess you could say Jello 1, 2, 3 just went 3, 2, 1, 0.
Also, that's kind of a dumb title, to be honest. Jello 1, 2, 3.
continued
Yeah,
in
we get
certain
it's 3
parts of the
layers.
country, with it still being produced in select markets in the Midwest until 1996.
PB Crisp, PB Crisp, PB Crisp. Peanut butter cream is the name of the green. PB Crisp, PB Crisp, PB Crisp. The sweet taste that is destined for fame.
Okay, out of everything on this list,
Mr.
yes, it
Peanut,
really
you
pops. I think
cannibal.
this has to be the most tasty looking one. PB Crisp was a very popular snack launched in 1992.
Peanut,
It was
why
a
are you
graham
being
cracker shaped like a
cannibal?
peanut shell and filled inside with a
Oh,
delicious
yeah,
peanut
true.
butter spread. Unfortunately,
why
as
are
was
you
the case with
companies
many
do
snacks of the
this?
decade, these were discontinued in 1995 due to low
weird.
sales. I will say it is a shame that this doesn't exist anymore, because when it comes to most of these gimmicky snacks, they just don't seem to make stuff like this anymore.
Between bite-sized graham crackers. New s'mores Ritz Bit sandwiches. More in the middle.
Ritz Bit S'mores were sandwich cookies filled with half chocolate and half marshmallow, making them a kid sensation in the 1990s and early 2000s. However,
I guess this was what your s'more or backup if you don't go to a campfire.
the snack disappeared in 2016 and was later
Yeah.
confirmed in a tweet by Ritz themselves. Although it was never specified why it happened, it might have been due to low sales. Despite that, in 2022, in honor of National S'mores Day, Ritz announced a raffle where 300 lucky people will receive a box of a limited batch of Ritz Bit S'mores.
Bad luck when Jane shouted out,
Yo-Yo.
as the hurrying haste of their chase surely shows. Slow go on the Yo-Go.
Yogos. You know, I remember having these back in the day, only for them to disappear and eventually me forgetting about them. Yogos were fruit snacks covered in a yogurt shell, and while that sounds very delicious, and it was, they were really not the healthiest thing to eat for breakfast, as just the package contained 90 calories and about 14 grams of sugar. In comparison, that's slightly less than a candy bar. The product, along with other unhealthy snacks of the time, would gain criticism from the likes of the CDC for their high sugar and calorie content, to which has contributed to the US obesity epidemic. Eventually, by the late 2000s, Yogos would ultimately get discontinued.
Bobby's got his first chest hair? Who cares? Billy's got an Oreo cakester.
Oreo cakesters are chocolate
What?
cupcakes with vanilla cream shaped in the way of an Oreo. They first made their debut back in 2007 until they were discontinued in 2012.
Oh,
After
like they
10
were
years,
fighting
they
the
will
game
be
of
brought
School
back.
Dawn.
While I couldn't find a concrete answer on why these were discontinued, some say it had to do with the original recipe not being as good as people remembered.
New Heinz Easy Squirt Ketchup
Easy
has a
Squirt
nozzle that makes it easy to draw.
Oh, I remember.
On
I saw a commercial of it.
Heinz Easy Squirt Ketchup was a product launched in 2000. The most striking thing about this was that it was bright and available in green, blue, purple, and a mystery bottle, which could either be orange, teal, or purple. And just like any colorful item marketed for children, it became a smash hit towards kids, and between 2000 and 2003, the company sold more than 25 million bottles of this sauce.
What do you think? Does this look kind of cool?
It kind of is. Although I think it would have been cooler if they designed like a squirt gun so that you could shoot it inside of the.
No, or you could just squirt it inside your mouth.
Yeah, right.
Hey, it's like, Mom, can you pass the ketchup? Sure.
Yeah.
Despite its popularity,
Please, someone make that a thing.
the product was a
Yeah,
wearing fad
please.
that lost its appeal. By 2006, Heinz Easy Ketchup would be discontinued. Nowadays, with the public being more health conscious to, food colorings and all that, I just don't see this item returning ever again.
That's a shame. A waffle taco.
What's next? A pancake enchilada? It's a slippery slope, I tell you. It's a gateway breakfast.
I'm honestly surprised this item isn't available. This alone looks banger. The waffle looks kind of dry, but, the idea is there. In 2014, Taco Bell began offering breakfast
Honestly, it
and launched a
kinda makes
breakfast
sense.
lineup of its own that included the waffle taco,
Yeah, I
which
can see
consisted
the
of
thing on
waffle
paper.
filled with egg, sausage, or bacon.
I
Unfortunately,
think a
just a year
pancake
later,
one
the
would
waffle
be
taco
pretty
was
cool,
pulled
too.
as sales for the product were lower than
Yeah.
expected. Taco Bell will replace the waffle taco with a biscuit taco,
Yeah.
and that idea would fail and be removed a year later.
It's a whole new kind of
Wendy's
sandwich,
got that
stacked with premium meats.
But then again,
natural
there's
Swiss
Choco
cheese,
Taco,
crisp
so-
vegetables, all on handcrafted, freshly baked bread.
In 2005, Wendy's saw the success of Subway and wanted to take a piece of the deli sandwich craze of the time, and their answer was Wendy's Frescatas. Wendy's Frescatas were a line of sandwiches launched in 2005
I think this was their hand at something fancy.
to compete with Subway. They came in 4 varieties, including
Yeah,
the
I can
Frescata
see
Club,
that.
roasted turkey and basil pesto, Black Forest ham and Swiss, and roasted turkey and
Competing with
Swiss.
Subway, why
After
don't
18 months on the menu, they would ultimately be pulled, citing issues with supply and simply that the sandwiches couldn't compete with other menu items. By 2007, all mentions of the Frescata were gone.
It's amazing
Waffle
how far some kids will go for Pillsbury waffle sticks with dipping cups. That's because waffle sticks taste good and crispy.
Okay.
Core memory unlocked. I forgot all about these until researching these. Pillsbury waffles smack harder than Eggo. I do not know why they stopped making those. Those were so banger.
I guess
Anyways,
they're just
waffle sticks were a favorite breakfast
Those look
item
kinda
of mine
good,
that made their
actually.
debut in 2003. Unfortunately, these would be discontinued due to low
Don't
sales.
get your
And you know what? I find that BS because I remember buying these all the time.
The fact that this Reese's ad
Reese's
is actually on proves your devices are listening.
Reese's Bites were a product of the Hershey Company introduced in the mid-2000s as a chocolate-covered
Okay,
bite-sized
I
piece of a regular
definitely got these
Reese's.
if I knew.
Everything changed in 2007 when these candies were withdrawn from the market for a pretty bizarre reason. See, apparently the candies were really soft and smooth in texture that inadvertently caused you to swallow it without chewing, and making it a choking hazard. This, along with the rest of the Hershey's Bites, would also be removed.
Question: why take diet
AIDS.
pills when you can enjoy AIDS?
God.
AIDS helps you lose weight without making you jittery.
Yep, you heard that right. The age retaining plan candy was an appetite
Yeah.
suppressant candy very popular
can see
between
why this was
1970 and
discontinued.
1980. The way you consume this product is that you take it before each meal to suppress your appetite. This would allegedly help you manage to lose about 10 pounds in 5 days. As is well known, these
Sure.
techniques are not healthy at all, and AIDS was not spared, as the supplement included benzocaine, an oral anesthetic that presumably numbed the taste buds. Sometime later, it would be changed to whatever this is.
Wait, wait.
Phenylpropanolamine.
Uh,
Phenylpropanolamine. Yeah, I'm gonna say it like that. I'm not gonna try and say that.
What that really is beyond me. But the final blow came in the 1980s when awareness for AIDS and HIV was at an all-time high. And with the AIDS virus being linked to weight loss, it really made this product super unappealing and utterly destroyed the brand's image overnight. By the late 80s, AIDS would try to salvage itself when they attempted to rebrand to Diet AIDS. Unfortunately, AIDS would be discontinued shortly thereafter.
Okay, this one's honestly kind of sad.
I mean,
Truly an unfortunate coincidence for
Yeah.
this company.
I'm me, Fruit Root, with my fruit-flavored cereal, Fruit Root, part of your nutritious breakfast.
Okay, so you know those Halloween cereals that always appear every Halloween, you know, Count
Oh, yeah.
Chocula, Blueberry, Frankenberry? Well, Fruit Brute is that child locked in the basement out of the bunch. Fruit Brute was a
You mean Cub?
seasonal cereal launched in 1974, and it was a frosted flavored cereal with lime flavored marshmallows, a truly unusual combination. Yet by 1982, the cereal would be discontinued due to a lack of popularity compared to the other three. Probably the aftertaste of cherry lime milk is what drove people away. While not forgotten, the cereal did make a reappearance in 2013 and then once again in 2022.
Before I get back?
Totino's pizza rolls are so easy. Kids can make them on their own.
Yeah, okay, so out of all items on the iceberg, this one almost has no information. I couldn't even find when this product was introduced or discontinued, but it could have been in 2011
I mean,
based on
they're
a
just
blog
pizza
talking
rolls.
about its discontinuation.
Yeah, with cheesy taco. Does that sound appealing or what?
I mean, it's so easy to confuse that with just the cheese flavored pizza rolls together. Like look at the picture right there. It doesn't look like a taco shell or anything.
And based on the packaging, this was a pizza roll but with cheesy taco meat filling. At least that's what I think it was.
Now,
Oh, that?
the cereal.
Never mind.
And nothing can slow him down.
In 1989, Ralston Cereals, also the people who made Nintendo cereal, produced the cereal as a promotional tie-in for the 1989 Tim Burton Batman movie. The cereal was shaped like a bat and, as it said on the box, has a nutty honey flavor. Yet what made it quite unique to other promotional cereals of the time was that it came with a Batman-shaped coin bank. Also, can we talk about the
that
box? It
sounds
just
cool.
looks so cool. I don't think I've ever
Yeah.
seen a black cereal box before.
FPAS.
PEPSI. It's the cola.
Pepsi AM, because you need a good excuse to drink soda at 8 a.m. In 1989, Pepsi test marketed a variant of Pepsi which contained 28% more caffeine than its classic variant and included a sweet and citrusy flavor with a hint of vanilla. The
could
reason for this drink's
qualify it as
creation was due
coffee?
to the fact that at the time, coffee was being consumed by less people, whereas soda and other soft drinks saw a rise in popularity. Despite that, by 1990, the drink was discontinued, with the reason being that there wasn't sufficient interest among consumers. Although its shelf life was short, Pepsi would try again with other coffee soda hybrids with the release of Pepsi Kona in 1996 and a European exclusive drink called Pepsi Cappuccino.
New Giggles cookies.
Giggle.
2 kinds of cream in each funny face.
Are you gonna eat that?
Giggle cookies were a package of cookies with smiley faces launched in 1985,
That
basically the snack that smiles back. The cookies were available in vanilla, chocolate, and later peanut butter, and had fuzzy vanilla cream inside of it. By 1990, the cookies were discontinued with no reason whatsoever. Perhaps people just thought the cookies looked weird. Who knows? Also,
I
weird
do.
thing about it was this commercial that had a child who is laughing uncontrollably like if he's on drugs or something.
I think this kid might need to see a doctor.
Yeah, what's going on there?
Cinnamon Tic Tacs.
Новинка Tic-Tac Симпсоны с 3 разными вкусами.
This one is a strange one for it to be discontinued considering how popular cinnamon flavor is. Cinnamon Tic Tacs, if you haven't caught on, are cinnamon flavored Tic Tacs. The original red
I don't
pill,
think I've
believe it
ever
or not, but
had
these have been around since the 1970s and would be quietly discontinued in 2009. The reason for it was that they weren't a growth flavor, yet due to outrage, they would make a return in 2013, only to be discontinued 2 years later. Ew. Hubba Bubba, as you may know, is a
Ew.
pink chewing gum brand created by the Wrigley Company back in 1979.
Oh, I remember the Hubba Bubba gum.
is mostly what the company is known for, but
Yeah, that's
back in
basically
1988,
gum
Wrigley
flavored
would mix the
soda,
taste
I
of
guess.
Hubba Bubba gum and soda to create this diabetic enigma. This novelty drink had a pink color, which made it
does
truly
not look
stand out to any drink that wasn't Pepto-Bismol. By the early 1990s,
Ugh.
Hubba Bubba soda was discontinued, and just by people commenting on it, some people kind of
I now have diabetes and a stomach ulcer after watching that. That stuff tasted like shit.
Yeah, that already looked like it was so medicine-y. Like, I don't know.
thought it looked gross. Personally, I fall into that camp, but you know, whatever.
Really incredible.
Philadelphia cheesecake snack
Cheesecake taste of Philadelphia snack bars.
Here you go, Fluffy.
They're a little taste of heaven.
In 1999, Kraft Foods launched Philadelphia cheese snack bars, which were snacks consisting of a graham cracker base with a thick cheesecake filling on top. They were available in chocolate chip, strawberry, white chocolate, raspberry, and classic cheesecake. Unfortunately, they were discontinued between 2003 and 2005. According to Urban Treats, the reason for the product being discontinued was due to challenges within manufacturing capabilities. Although the item has been gone for almost 20 years, there have been plenty of websites with a recipe on how to make this on your own. Last but not least,
for this video, Sprite Remix.
The rules, remix the flavor. New tropical Sprite remix.
Ending part 1 is Sprite Remix. This was a caffeine-free line of beverages that lasted from 2002 to 2005.
Is that Pharrell?
Sprite Remix. This was a caffeine-free line of beverages that lasted.
Is that Pharrell?
Again, I'm not sure.
You know who I mean? Pharrell Williams.
I'm not familiar with it, I don't think.
The guy who made that happy song for Despicable Me 2.
Yeah, no, not familiar.
Oh.
From 2002 to 2005.
He's
starting off with Sprite Remix
producer.
Tropical launching in 2002, Berry Clear in 2004, and Aruba Jam in 2005. While the drink was very popular during its initial year, sales would start to decline over the years. Along with the negative reception of its high sugar intake, Sprite Remix's fate was more than certain. While the original formula remains a memory to many, in 2015 the drink would be reintroduced, albeit with less sugar and a more natural fruit flavor. Today you could buy a 24-pack of this stuff on Amazon for almost $60. Jesus. I wonder if it's like freshly bottled or kept in storage from like 3 years ago.
I don't think I want to know.
I don't know. Regardless, everyone seems to like it.
Okay, that's it for part 1. Let's do part 2. If I can restart this thing.
We've got passion, we've got determination. Like, and if we set our sights on something, you better believe it's happening.
Man, what a stupid product. How's it going, guys? My name is Lewis. I'm video joking. So yeah, ice.
Here we go. Layer 4.
Defy gravity with Orbit Soda. The drink with balls.
Orbits, the drink with balls. Their words, not mine. The story of Orbits is a tale about everything that went wrong for this product while in the market. In 1996, the Clearly Food and
It looks like a lava lamp turned into a drink.
Beverage Company, the same people
Oh, yeah,
behind
it
Clearly
kinda
Canadian,
does.
test marketed a fruit-flavored carbonated drink that included these low, dense, gelatinous balls, which allowed them to stay suspended in the liquid.
I really hope that either that or it's boba.
Often giving people the idea of it looking like a drinkable lava lamp, which really gave it a really cool and unique design. But that's like the only compliment I'm giving it. This texturally enhanced alternative beverage, again, their words, not mine, will be released the following year in 4 flavors: orange vanilla, raspberry citrus, blueberry melon strawberry, and pineapple banana cherry coconut. That is just a mouthful of words right there. Another flavor, black currant berry, will release a few months later in 1998. It did mention that there was a Charlie Brown chocolate flavor, but I really couldn't find evidence of that even existing. Upon release,
Wait,
many people
what?
gave this drink unfavorable reviews, claiming that it was mediocre for the most part, with the water tasting like cough syrup or flower water, including one user
Oh,
describing the
God.
gelatinous balls as blobs bursting in your teeth like some twisted boil full of sugary pus. Ugh.
Ew.
While sales were good for its initial year, it was mostly due to interest of the product rather than it being good. Soon, sales would nosedive until it was discontinued in 1998. While the drink has faded into obscurity, today unopened bottles of Orbits would go on sale for $30 a bottle. Surprisingly
Why do people put this shit on eBay?
enough,
They-
the bottles are
yeah,
also
I'm not-
still floating at intact.
Yeah, I'm
after
not
20 plus
buying that.
years.
Do they expect us to drink that?
That thing looks like it has like chunks in it of like balls of chocolate or something.
Okay, next, Gator Gum.
With Gator Gum. No doubt about it. Gator Gum.
During the late 60s to early 80s, Gatorade only had 2 products, orange and lemon lime Gatorade. It wasn't until 1983 when they added fruit punch to their mix, huge deal at the time. But prior to that, in the late 70s, Gatorade, along with the Fleer Corporation, teamed together to launch Gator Gum, a chewing gum marketed to dry combat mouth and provide a quick hit of hydration to the mouth. The gum was available in 2 flavors, that being the original lemon lime and orange, with a fruit punch and grape variety coming later. The gum was super popular amongst athletes and kids, as many said that it had a great lasting taste. On the contrary, people over on Reddit said that it was dry and hard to chew on, so I don't know, you be the judge of that. Sadly, by 1989, the manufacturing contract between Fleer and Gatorade had expired, and with Gatorade now being owned by the Quaker Oats company at the time, perhaps they had no interest to continue producing Gator Gum. While Gator Gum ceased production in 1989, some have claimed that the item was still found as late as the early 2000s. My theory is maybe they just had a warehouse full of it and it just lasted an entire decade. Who knows?
You'll never
Green
see
apple
again.
Skittles.
I guess that's pretty awesome. Excuse me.
Touch the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Wait, I've always wondered, has the Skittles been a mascot for the LGBT community or something because of that Taste of the Rainbow name?
Oh, no, I don't know about that.
It'd be funny if it was.
In
That could
2013,
just
Skittles
be a
decided to choose
coincidence.
violence and war when they decided to make Skittles 20% less original when they had replaced the lime Skittle with a green apple Skittle. The reason for this change is actually quite similar to that of New Coke, and that was simply due to green apple outperforming lime in taste tests. This upset many fans of the real original flavor, as now you couldn't make a lemon-lime combination. However, this didn't upset many fans, as some did welcome the new combination, as green apple is something different compared to lime, which is similar to lemon. Yet by 2021, Skittles would announce that they would put the lime Skittles back in the bags, to which made several fans happy, yet simultaneously angered the new fans of the green apple Skittle, which is honestly really poetic.
It's divided. The whole Skittles community is divided. He's going to have
Yeah.
a war with itself.
Also, I want to point out that Skittles had like a weird commercial where it's like a princess kissing fingers or something.
Oh,
I'm not
hold
gonna go much into it, but
Okay, let's.
Toaster makes pizza toast. Hot, crispy, real mozzarella. Zesty sauce.
Okay, that
Pepperoni
actually
or sausage.
sounds
Hot pizza from the toaster. Toaster. Mozzarella.
oh,
zesty sauce,
oh god,
pepperoni,
Hot
sausage.
Pockets.
I love this image so much.
That looks kind of weird.
I think
don't
I
know.
took a screenshot of this a few months ago when I first saw this.
Hot toaster mix.
In Pop-Tarts, but pizza. These were available in 5 flavors, but wouldn't last in store shelves for long. My guess is that these weren't as popular compared to regular Hot Pockets. There's really not a lot of information regarding this, so I guess it's best to move on.
Fast food lovers can indulge in a bacon sundae. That's vanilla, soft serve with fudge, caramel, and bacon crumbles topped off.
Honestly, this doesn't sound too terrible. I know people like to put bacon with ice cream.
I don't know if I do that.
I mean, it doesn't sound as gross as some other food combinations.
True.
Bacon.
The Beef Bacon Sundae, as you can tell, is a vanilla sauce served with caramel, fudge, and lots of bacon. This item is one of several limited time items that were first test marketed in Nashville, Tennessee as part of the limited time summer menu where Burger King offered barbecue sandwiches such as pulled pork, a barbecue beef or chicken sandwich, sweet potato fries, frozen lemonade, and the legendary bacon sundae. And while it does look good, the sundae was a whopping 510 calories, 18 grams fat, and 61 grams sugar. Yet people who reviewed it claimed it to be a pretty solid dessert, as the taste of smoked bacon and the ice cream really had a good taste to it. In my opinion, it just looks like overkill. I'd probably just avoid this.
Tab. It's just called Tab. What else do I need to say?
Right?
In the 1960s, a new wave of products was becoming popular in the U.S. market. Diet soda, a miracle product that promised weight loss while keeping your vices. Before Coke Zero, before Diet Coke, Coca-Cola had Tab. This was a diet soda that used and sodium cyclamate as their primary ingredients. Two ingredients which would later bring issues. According to some consumers, many said that it had a metallic taste, so I guess that must have implied that it was healthy or something. Overall, I think the most bizarre part of Tab's early history was its advertising, as it really pushed towards the idea of this being the solution for weight management to women. There's also this really weird commercial where this creepy dude is looking at a chick from a distance, like what are you doing, bro? You're old enough to be your dad.
What the?
What the hell?
However, a few years later, they would have their first controversy, as in 1969, the FDA issued a ban on sodium cyclamate, one of the primary ingredients for Tab. Reason being that studies showed that high volumes of this sweetener
Someone left a rat out in the lab.
were linked to bladder cancer in lab rats. This caused the drink to be reformulated and have saccharin as the primary sweetener. Yet it would be hit by controversy yet again when the FDA cited health concerns regarding saccharin, which caused Tab to be covered in warning labels. Yet this will be repealed after a lack of plausible evidence was found. As the 70s and early 80s rolled around, Tab would become one of the most popular diet sodas around. Yet its fate would be sealed when in 1982, Diet Coke would become the new flagship leader. Tab would eventually become an afterthought and lose relevancy. And by 2020, Tab, which had accumulated for just 0.1% of the market, would be discontinued in order to streamline operations during the COVID pandemic, along with other products such as Coke Life, Diet Coke, Feisty Cherry, Zico, and several other products. Despite this drink being around for 60 years, many thought that the soda disappeared 30 years ago, which really comes to show how much the brand has fallen.
Can you take
All toy
fruit now?
flowers. Oh
yeah, definitely there is. That's some fruit right there.
Wait, what was happening there?
Did you know that all toys were invented all the way back in 1780? That is like
hello, Star Crystal. We're looking at a list of an iceberg talking about discontinued food items.
240 years old. Absolutely wild. Yet back in the 2000s, there was another Altoids product that lasted only a fraction of a percent of that span, and that was Altoids Sours. Rather than mints or sour mint candy, these were just sour candies with fruit flavors such as tangerine, raspberry, citrus, apple, and mango. And while these candies were small in size, they were described to have a huge tongue-tingling sensation.
Ow.
I like that one. I like it a lot.
While these did have a dedicated following, especially to those with the tangerine flavor, these would unfortunately be discontinued in 2010 due to low sales.
Wonka Peel Pop.
Kids, a Wonka Peel Pop.
Oh, that already sounds bad.
Fun.
Is it banana? Is it a cheese stick? It's a peel pop. These were banana shake ice cream treats that had vanilla ice cream on the inside.
Not a bad
like
idea.
feel like. And also eaten. These were available in banana and grape. And yeah, reviews for this snack were kind of mixed. Some thought that the peels tasted bland. With the treat only being 4 inches in diameter, you really weren't getting much bang for your buck. By the late 2010s, they would be gone from store shelves.
If it's square, it's fish. If it's round, and it's a burger. New seafood salad from Taco Bell. A cure for the common meal.
Taco Bell and seafood. That doesn't sound like a recipe for disaster, don't it? Well, actually, yeah, it was. Essentially causing them to never dabble with seafood ever. In 1986, Taco Bell had introduced the seafood salad, a Taco Bell which contained shrimp,
credit to Taco Bell for
vegetables, cheese, and black olives. This product was really not popular amongst consumers, as few reported cases of food poisoning from eating the taco salad itself, and it is often regarded as one of the worst menu items from Taco Bell. Because of low sales, it would be discontinued shortly thereafter.
I just hope they keep the nacho fries as a meal. I freaking love the nacho fries at Taco Bell. Delicious as hell.
It wouldn't be until almost 25 years later that Taco Bell would try again with seafood with a limited time release of the Pacific Shrimp Taco, which did receive some positive feedback, but didn't have any demand. More of the story, guys, fast food seafood isn't it cheap. McDonald's just got lucky. Otherwise, Long John Silver's would be thriving.
It's cold out here. We need to tiki.
How about we?
Durango.
More whole chips for more whole dips. Durango's tortilla chips.
Pringles are basically the tortilla version of Pringles that were released back in 2001 in 3 flavors: original, splash of salsa, and hint of pepper jack. Similar to Pringles, they came in a long plastic triangular can that held the chips and were uniform in shape and size. The chips were also a concave shape, so this made it easier for salsa to reach most of the chips. By 2004, Durango's would be discontinued. And by the looks of these, I really think this was just a gimmick. I mean, one thing that the commercials tried to imply was that regular chips like Tostitos always came broken. And yeah, I really couldn't relate. I mean, the only way Tostito chips came broken is if you like sat on them or something.
So juicy. So you have a, and I know you do. May I personally recommend?
Stop ripping off the Dairy
This is
Queen.
honestly not what I had in mind. I was expecting regular size licorice coated in sour crystals, but whatever. There really isn't a lot of information regarding Twizzlers sour, but based on a few blogs, it was bite-sized Twizzlers with a flavored center and dusted sugar coating. Each bag will contain 4 flavors: green apple, strawberry, cherry, and blue raspberry. While no info is available on what happened to these candies, it might have been due to low sales, and simply being that sour licorice doesn't sound too satisfying, if I'm being honest.
Flash of color and some crunch.
Okay, these
Kissimals, Little Hershey's Kisses, chocolate candy, and eat a crunchy candy shell because everyone needs a little kiss.
Oh my!
I wish I had me one of those. They sound. Would you take these?
Oh yeah, they look like fruity Hershey's.
God, these are so good. They need to run these back.
This is Hershey's answer to M&M's.
Coated in a thick milk chocolate shell.
I mean, look at this.
Many fell in love with the chocolate candy.
$10 food.
Mixed with the Hershey's taste, gave this candy a soothing crunch to it. For a brief moment, many actually thought that this could have been a legitimate competitor to M&M's. Regrettably, that didn't occur, as in 2008, the Hershey Company would modify certain recipes to use cheaper ingredients in several of their products, most notably cocoa butter. Cocoa butter, as you may or may not know, is what gives chocolate that melting taste in your mouth. This change would result in Kissimals no longer being labeled as milk chocolate due to FDA regulations, causing them to change the label on the wrapper, but not enough for people to notice at first glance. Yet the ones quick to realize noticed that the flavor was off and lacked certain taste compared to the old one. By 2009, Kissimals were officially discontinued and replaced with another line of chocolate-covered shells named Pizzas.
New Kisses mini cookies from Hershey's. Crunchy little cookies.
Again, looks good.
Back to back with Hershey's Kisses. It honestly seems like in the 2000s, Kisses wanted to be in everything, even NASCAR. There isn't a lot of information to dig up regarding this item, but basically these were Kisses-sized chocolate chip cookies that were available in 3 flavors. Not a lot of reviews for this item exist. The only notable thing I could find was someone claiming them to be tasteless.
There's something new shaking at Burger King. Introducing Shake 'em Up fries.
This is nothing special. Shake 'em Up fries are a short-lived menu item marketed for children where you get regular fries, a packet of powdered cheese, and a barf bag. First, you would dump the fries into the barf bag, put the powdered cheese in the bag, and then proceed to shake it like an absolute psycho and enjoy a cheesy-covered French fry. Allegedly,
So basically, you're shaking the fries in a bag with the stuff you put Kraft mac and cheese with.
Oh,
I mean, it makes sense, I suppose.
would look like this.
Yeah.
This didn't last. They would be removed just a year later.
I mean, that's what I.
Many who tried it didn't go for seconds, and I've also mentioned that it left a huge mess afterwards.
Super size.
Now you can supersize your McDonald's extra value meal with a supersize order of our golden fries plus a large Coke for just 39 cents more.
And McDonald's was never the same.
Is it time to No, God, no. This screams everything that was wrong with fast food at the time. The supersized option was a former McDonald's size available between 1987 and 2004, which included a 42-ounce soda cup and a 7-ounce carton of fries. When this item initially made its debut back in 1987, it was originally meant to be a summer-only promotion, yet the supersized portion would return again in 1988 to promote Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and once again in 1993 for Jurassic Park. After these promotions were proven successful, McDonald's was a full-time option. Yet that would change in 2004 when McDonald's phased the item off the menu. Contrary to popular belief, many come to the conclusion that the 2004 film Supersize Me was the reason for the extra
Rest in peace to the director of Super Size Me.
large option being discontinued. And well, yeah, that was finally on the topic. According to McDonald's spokesperson Walt Riker, he explicitly states that the phasing out of the supersizing had nothing to do with the film whatsoever, which is honestly a load of bullshit, let's be honest. But rather, the driving force here was menu simplification. Another reason was also due to low sales, as according to the BBC, Supersize only made a fraction of a % on sales. Considering there have been lawsuits and bad PR surrounding Supersize, along with a new advertising campaign to better focus on healthier eating and portion sizing, the Supersize option was just not worth keeping. In early 2012, McDonald's introduced Chicken McBites. Bites sized pieces of popcorn chicken available in regular and spicy in 3 different sizes. These were really popular amongst consumers. And personally, I had these a lot when they were on the menu. Like, they really need to bring these back. The following year, McDonald's would then introduce a fish variety of McBites. Yet, according to CBS News, it was reported that fish McBites failed to generate sales, leading to the removal from the menu less than 3 months later. This theoretically making fish McBites the shortest lasting menu item ever at McDonald's. Despite having its fans, McDonald's will remove the McBites, claiming that it was only offered for a limited time only and was not a permanent menu item. Although fish McBites lasted a bit, it would have a lasting impact for everyone who was familiar with the commercial of the time. Oh my god, the fact that McDonald's, the world's largest chain, just made the catchiest earworm known to man on a seafood product, and it still managed to fail, just proves how cursed fast food seafood is. Like, it just cannot catch a break.
Get bites to the wafer, to the crunch, to the chocolate cream or no namkeen. Yeah. Snacking the meat for ya.
For the 0.3% of viewers who are from India, here we have Cadbury Bites. These were an Indian exclusive snack introduced back in 2004 and were described as, quote, tiny wafer pillows with the characteristic Cadbury chocolate filling inside. They came in a variety of flavors such as chocolate, strawberry, coffee, and caramel. And throughout the 2000s, Cadbury Bites would be among one of the most popular snacks for children and adults in India. Despite that, in 2011, they were completely banished from store shelves. The reason being is more bizarre than you think. In 2010, Kraft was looking to expand into the Indian market, and rather than doing the integral and honest work of building from scratch, Kraft Food would purchase its entry into the market by acquiring Cadbury for $19 billion. This move was seen as controversial just due to the idea that an American company like
Stand Kraft hands off Cadbury, our British icon, God save our chocks.
Kraft just purchased one of the oldest British companies of all time just to push their line of snacks into the country of India, rather than just focus on what was already popular to consumers. I think what really twisted the knife in this acquisition was a statement issued by then CEO Irene Rosenfeld, quote, "We have great respect for Cadbury's brands, heritage, and people. We believe that they would thrive as part of Kraft Foods." And shortly thereafter, Cadbury Bites were dragged behind the bar and shot.
This works for
Of course they did the Whoop There It Is song in their marketing.
irresistible.
Potato chips are more like thin wafer cookies in the form of a Pringle, which to me honestly makes them sound more fragile and less filling. Each box of swoops given
But they do sound kind of good.
containing 6 swoops per container and were
They
available.
don't look too bad, do they? Oh. Oh, hey. If you want to join, you can.
And Hershey's, Reese's, Your Peppermint Patty, Almond Joy, and a few limited edition flavors. The product wouldn't really catch on due to a multitude of factors, including its price, the not so eco-friendly packaging, and the nutritional info. And overall, not as satisfying to eat as initially anticipated. I know earlier I mentioned how frail they look, but I cannot imagine having these stored in a warm summer day. They probably all melt and fuse together.
Mars Planet.
New Mars Planets. Mix it up.
Shout out to Black Package Food Products. Definitely one of my favorite genders out there. Mars Planet were UK-based chocolate candy. They were these chocolate balls that came in 3 different varieties in one package: a nougat center, a caramel center, and a crispy biscuit center, all covered with wafer and milk chocolate. Unfortunately, these chocolates didn't really wow the audience, as they would just prefer alternatives such as Rubbles or Maltesers. By 2007, the product would just disappear from store shelves.
These dots
Cinnabar.
indicate an explosive personality.
Flavor crystals may not be suitable for adults.
Cinnabars were a cinnamon-flavored chewing gum released in 1991 by American Cheekless Dentine brand. The gum was a strategic attempt for Dentine to reclaim its position as the leader for cinnamon-flavored gum. As prior to the release of Cinnabars, they were the market leader for cinnamon gum until the advent of Wrigley's Big Red, and so their answer was Cinnabars. What made them unique compared to the competition was that they were infused with flavored crystals, which gave them a brief, distinct crunch, along with a hint of extra flavor. This combination of flavor would be loved by some, and soon Cinnabars would become a brand of its own, coming out in 2 more varieties, Mintaverse and Fruitaverse, both of which were also meant to take on Double Mint and Juicy Fruit. Unfortunately, sales wouldn't catch on, and by the mid to late 1990s, Cinnabars and its other varieties would disappear from store shelves. While that might have been the end of Cinnabars, this was just a footnote to a much larger story. As a few years later, American Cheekless parent company Warner Lambert would get acquired by Pfizer in 2000 for $90 billion, an insane amount, even to this day. While I would get into more detail with this, it's just opening up another can of worms, so let's just move on.
Peeps Pep. What? Why?
Peeps Pepsi was an Easter limited time edition flavor released in 2021, which combined the taste of Pepsi and marshmallow Peeps.
Ugh.
While that might sound disgusting, surprisingly, a lot of people left favorable reviews, saying that it almost tastes like vanilla Pepsi with the aftertaste of Peeps marshmallow. Yet I think the only thing that's still stopping me from drinking this is the high sugar content of over 69 grams. Not nice. This one has stopped Peeps and Pepsi from collaborating again, as in 2023, they would once again release Peeps Pepsi as an Easter limited item. Who knows? They might do it again this year. God forbid.
You'll find marshmallow bugs crawling into crunchy chocolate. Flavor cereal and new Kellogg's chocolate Muddy Bugs, part of this complete breakfast.
You're one swell kid. Nothing bugs you.
Muddy Bug cereal was a Kellogg's cereal based on Disney's The Lion King franchise, which featured Timon and Pumbaa on the cover. The cereal was chocolate flavored and covered in bug-shaped marshmallows, which is best described as Cocoa Puffs and marshmallows. The cereal is nothing more than your typical Disney product tie-in, and yeah, that's really about it. I did find it funny that the box had several designs, and yet Pumbaa just stayed motionless on all of them. Like, is he okay?
What? Don't you move! Don't you look at me! Are you mad at me? Please, please just tell me.
String thing. Some of these are weird.
The Betty Crocker Company is best known for making snacks such as fruit roll-ups, Gushers, Fruit by the Foot, and Dunkaroos. And while products like Dunkaroos did make a return after being discontinued, String Thing still remains in the past. The concept for String Thing is actually pretty simple. It was a fruit-flavored candy shaped like a shoestring. Go freaking wild. It would be available in 3 flavors and come in several shapes like a rocket, a bicycle, or something else. Unfortunately, these would be discontinued by the mid-2000s. Some speculate that this might have been discontinued due to the candy not being as popular compared to other fruit snacks. Probably Fruit by the Foot. I don't know.
Is that Skittles bubblegum with all the different flavors?
Skittles gum.
Yep.
Can I have some?
Nope. Skittles bubblegum. Inflate the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Oh man, I remember Skittles gum. In 2004, Wrigley introduced Skittles bubblegum, a Skittles flavored and sized gum packaged in a small flip-top box. While this may sound like a cool novelty, it came at a time when trends for taste and gum were changing. In this case, it was sugar-flavored gum. As indicated by graph data from Quartz.com, bubblegum and other sugar-flavored gums experienced a decline in sales and popularity throughout the 2000s, whereas sugar-free gum would see a rise in popularity. I'm pretty sure anyone under the age of 30 was plastered by 5 gum commercials growing up. This changing landscape made it difficult for Skittles gum to thrive in the market, and because of it, led to lackluster sales throughout its time on the shelves. However, to its credit, Skittles gum didn't give up so easily, as it would release a new variety dubbed Extreme Fruit Skittles Bubblegum in 2006. This featured flavors such as blue raspberry, wild cherry, green apple, tangerine, and watermelon. Despite this effort, Skittles gum couldn't withstand market dynamic, and it will ultimately be discontinued in 2007.
Drumsticks cereal with that familiar ice cream taste. Available for a limited time.
Okay, when I first heard the words drumstick cereal, I was like expecting it to be like a bowl of cone tips, but this is just sad. In the summer of 2019, General Mills released the drumstick-inspired cereal in 2 flavors, mint and classic vanilla. Drumsticks, as you may know, are those vanilla ice cream cones covered in these nuts. So when the idea of drumstick cereal went public, it got people excited. Yet when the product came out, it had a lukewarm response. Just by looking at it, it looks like Golden Grams and Cocoa Puffs mixed in with some flavored discs that many have said barely resemble any flavor. The cereal was panned by reviewers who thought that the cereal could have done better, and it just felt like a quick cash grab after the summer. All in all, the cereal will leave store shelves by the end of the season.
Sad. Layer 5. Tuna burger.
It's involving your team. Come on in and sing. The gotta go. It's got real pineapple.
This has to be the weirdest McDonald's item ever sold, if I'm being real with you.
Okay, I think I'm going to stop right there, but thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.